Good evening, everyone. I'm Rahel Castro, your your host in Lavrahi present volunteering a springboard to any relationship. So we have with us a friend of mine. Um, he is she is Adriana. Welcome.
Hello. Thank you, Raquel, for having me today.
Yeah, are you ready?
Hmm?
Are you ready for the question?
Yes, ready.
So the first question,
Yes.
introduce yourself.
Okay, so Raquel has already introduced that my name is Adriana.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we know each other because we are a fellow volunteers from She Love Data. So I'm Adriana Panjiwijaya, the co-lead for Indonesian She Love Data chapter. And I do digital marketing as my
Uh,
professional career. So that's a little bit about myself.
yes. So you are a digital marketer.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah. Like me.
Ah, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I believe Raquel is also a digital marketer that's more into data, like
Yeah.
more drilled down to data, right?
Mm, yeah.
That's exciting.
So how are you surviving this pandemic?
Well, the pandemic hits and we all have to adapt one way or another. So, yeah, a lot of changes going on, and it's
Mm,
just adapting. As an introvert, I was
mm,
really happy that that I don't have to, social
yeah.
obligation to really like go out and have a lot of social interaction. So I was happy, and
Mm,
it's like, and when people, well, in the beginning, when people was like, oh, do you want to meet? I was like, oh, in the pandemic, no. But yeah,
yeah.
obviously, I didn't expect the pandemic to last this long.
Mm,
But unfortunately, it did, and there's more adaptations to be done. I have gone out a little bit more. I'm not as shut in, like especially as long as we adopt the correct health protocol.
mm.
I still hang out with other people, but overall, I'm thriving pretty good in this pandemic.
How is Indonesia doing?
How is what?
How is Indonesia doing?
How is Indonesia doing? Well, interestingly, we are in a fasting period
Mm,
for Indonesia for majority of Muslim.
mm,
Well, I mean, like majority of Indonesians are Muslim, so
mm,
most of us are doing fasting.
yeah.
And after the fasting period, there's like Idul Fitri celebration,
Mm,
in which normally people will go back to their hometown to celebrate
yeah.
and gather with their family.
Mm,
And so there's still people who wants to go back, but the
mm,
government's trying to implement measures to prevent like the
yeah.
mass
Mm,
hometown visits that
mm,
might spread more COVID. But otherwise, I think yeah, we're just doing vaccinations, whatever we can to take
yeah.
control of the pandemic.
Mhm. Can you tell us something about it that is uniquely yours?
Something about me that's uniquely me. I I believe like mm, there's part of me that's you know well a lot of different parts that just makes me me. So for
Mm,
example, um, I love baking. I really do love
yeah.
baking. Yeah,
Mm,
that's and I love arts and crafts. So I really like
mm,
things that I can do with my own 10 fingers here.
Yeah.
So yeah, and especially when giving to people, I like to make something more handmade.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I
Mhm.
like this baking and handcrafting so much.
We
And
are
yes,
the
yeah,
we are the same when it
you
comes
too.
to the handcrafting. Some-
Ah, that's really nice to know.
Yeah. So, what are your plans after this pandemic?
I hear this question asked a lot, and I believe my answer is very typical of other people's answers as well.
Uh,
Maybe you can guess what my answer will be, Raquel.
travel.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I think everyone just can't wait to be able
Yeah.
to, travel around again and see different
Yeah.
sights and places, change of pace and location and feel.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And me, I like to travel a lot. Yeah. And I get so bored when I'm in the house. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess for now the travel would just have to be through books,
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
which is also exciting.
Yeah. And then you are volunteering in exam for a local captain. You are a part of the global marketing, right?
Yes. Marketing, yes.
Can you tell us the story on how you came to select data?
Yes, of course. So how I came across Sheila's data is when I first went into Sheila's data event back in 2018, I believe. Yes,
Okay.
2018. Uh, and I was really impressed with the event. Like, I think I learned a lot. It
Yeah.
was about a data warehouse or something. I
Oh.
wasn't really um, I wasn't really knowledgeable in the area,
Yeah.
and I think I learned a lot, and I think the event was very well organized. So after that, I just went in touch with Yana and Pavel and
Yeah.
V. So there I was like, oh, this is a very interesting event. How else can I be involved with this in the future? Like, how can I help you? How can
Yeah.
I be a part of this? And
Yeah.
that's how I joined She Loves Data in a way. Like,
Mhm.
Yana introduced me to Honey and
Mhm.
also Aparna, which was the volunteer team at that time. It was a small volunteer team,
Yeah.
and from then we just like get to know each other and then get to
Mhm.
know the She Loves Data process, the what our mission and vision is, and we organize events together.
That was in 2018. So, how will we decide the difference between um online event from offline event?
I believe it's very different
Yeah.
in terms of how we organize and run things and also the overall feel and interactions.
Yeah.
With online events, you have less barrier in terms of physical, you don't have to travel to get to the
Yeah.
event, and
Mm,
some people can manage to spare their time. Even we can reach people all over the world, like before, if physical events, we are limited by distance. So for
yeah.
example, I'm in Jakarta. Indonesia is a big archipelago, and because I'm physically in Jakarta, I have difficulties if I want to arrange an events in, for example, other towns like Surabaya or Jogja.
Yeah.
And so what's nice with having online events is that uh, everyone who have internet access, like decent internet access, that they're not very choppy, they can attend the webinar. So it's being more accessible than
Yeah.
ever before. However, the perks with offline events is that we can have a more close-knitted interactions and more focused study. It has a better environment that's supportive to that um, learning's focus. When you're home or sometimes there's a lot of distractions that can happen, but
Yeah.
with offline, you're just in that one room for one purpose, which is learning. So you're just there and focus and with other people that you can network organically. You just can start to chat with people left and right of you. And yeah, there's just more interactions, as well as like everything is online right now, so there's like some online fatigue where we have to
Yeah.
stare at our screen all day long, and offline interaction is just different. And yeah.
Yeah. So I am newly appointed as the co-lead social in Manila. So what is your advice in pulling up events?
Okay. um in my point of view, successful events means
Yeah.
like the we manage to gather an audience and
Yeah.
speaker or panelists,
Mm,
teachers,
mm,
and they come together. The teachers manage to run and teach smoothly, or we managed to get the panel to discuss smoothly, and the
mm,
audience also was happy with the events, that they get to learn a lot, they get to
yeah.
take away a lot from the events. So there's
Mm,
multiple aspects there, and I think the key to pulling off successful events is really in the preparations instead of when it's really running. You have to plan things well ahead, and you have to brief uh, really well, both the speakers and or the volunteers, and
yeah.
as well as the audience later on when
Mm,
you start, like house rules basically. And yeah, making sure that everyone's aligned and you have a good timeline and not rushing through, like
yeah.
arranging the events. I think that's the key.
Mm, thank you very much.
No problem. Happy to share.
So this is the last. So can you invite everyone to join us in volunteering to select this?
I believe so. We are very open and inclusive.
Yeah.
We definitely encourage people to volunteer with us. It's just that volunteering with Shilaf Data does require commitments. And we
Mm,
have certain expectations when you join Shilaf Data. We don't limit. You can be, people of various backgrounds, from various culture, various
mm,
belief. We accept anyone, and yeah, we have open arms to accept volunteers, and we actually need more volunteers. So come and apply if you're interested. We have a very open,
yeah.
positive, and it's a very special community, I believe.
Mm. Thank you very much for the time that you have given. Yeah.
I'm very happy that we get to talk like this circle as
Yeah.
well.
So more of this. More of this
Yes,
soon.
looking forward to it.
So let's bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.